Blessed love, my Lord and Empress. Give thanks for life and the mighty life giver. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. This is the African Liberation Network. I'm the host, Honorable Prophet Daniel, and this is the first year anniversary celebration of the Health, Strength, and Restoration Project. And at this time, I will turn it over to the Honorable Leading Priest, Honorable Priest Germain, to say a prayer to begin the ceremony, my Lord. Unmute yourself, Bobo.
Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, give thanks to the mighty life giver. Thanks for yet another evening, they gone through. Give thanks for all good things, said and done, even up until this hour. And I say reverence, universally, four wings globally, earth, land, sky, and sea. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Glory be unto our Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now and ever shall be, Jah world without end, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Take great pleasure and continue on reading from the 11th Psalm of the mighty King David. In the Lord put I my trust. How say ye to my soul, feet as a bird to your mouth? Question. For Lord, the wicked bend their bows, they make ready their arrow upon the strings, that they may privily shoot at the upright in heart. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Question. The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in Zion. His eyes behold, and his eyelids try the children of men. The Lord tried the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous, Lord loveth righteousness, and his countenance too. Behold the upright. I, Selassie, Jah, for I in the final and ending verse of Psalms 11, verse 7. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright. Most High, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Give thanks, my Lord and Empress, for the blessed reading of the 11th Psalm thereof. Continue to be continued and read. My Lord and Empress. Blessed Lord, give thanks.
Yeah, give thanks, my Lord. At this time, we ask Honorable Empress Miriam to make herself ready to bless us with a hymn. Mama Maisie, the eye ready?
Yes, Majesty, I am ready.
Blessed love, Honorable.
Blessed love, my Lord.
So as we continue with this, our hymn for this night of celebration, I don't know, I'm not familiar with what book it comes from, but the hymn is "There is a happy land far, far away, where saints in glory stand, bright, bright as day. Oh, how they sweetly sing, worthy is our Savior King. Loud let his praises ring, praise, praise, far I. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie
I, Jah. It is founded in the Secret Songs and Solo, also the Black Christ hymnal, Majesty, but I really don't remember the number, so we'll just go as though you have it, okay?
Yes, sir. I didn't see it in either of the books, but if you say so.
Okay.
Yeah, so continue. Yes, there is a happy land far, far away.
There is a happy land far, far
where saints
away,
in glory stand.
where saints in glory stand,
Bright, bright
and
as day.
bright, bright as day.
Oh, how they sweetly sing.
Oh, how they sweetly sing.
Worthy is our Savior King.
Worthy is our Savior.
Loud let his praises ring.
Lord, let your praises ring.
Praise, praise, far I.
Praise, praise, far I.
Come to this happy land.
Come to this happy land.
Come away.
Come, come away.
Why will you doubting stand?
Why would you doubting
Why
stand?
still delay?
Why still delay?
Oh, we shall happy be.
Lord, we shall happy
When
be.
from sin and sorrow free.
Yes, from sin and sorrow
Lord, we
free.
shall live with thee.
Lord, we shall live with thee.
Bless, bless, far I.
Bless, bless, far I.
For us.
I, 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 I. I, 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 I. I. Glorious Majesty.
Bless, bless, far I.
Bless, bless, far I.
Bright in that happy land.
Right in the happy
Beams
land.
every eye.
Beams every eye.
Kept by a father's hand.
Kept by our Father's hand.
Love cannot die.
Love cannot die.
On then to glory run.
On then to glory run.
Be a crown and kingdom won.
Be a crown and kingdom run.
And bright above the sun.
And bright above the sun.
Rain, rain, far I come
Rain,
down.
rain, far I. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. Whoa, rain, rain, far I. First and last verse, Daniel. Come on, man. First and last verse, Daniel. Daniel? Hey.
Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Emmanuel 7, Lone God, Jah, Rastafari. Yes, Mama.
Daniel?
Yes, my connection dropped, pardon me.
Okay. All right. I was just saying, give me the first and the last verse, but we missed out a little of it, yes?
All right. You ready?
But yes,
All
again,
right. There is a happy land.
there is a happy land,
Far,
land
far away.
far away,
Where saints in glory stand.
where saints in glory stand, bright, bright as day.
Oh, how they sweetly sing.
Oh, how they sweetly sing.
Loud let us, worthy is our Savior King.
Worthy is our Savior.
Loud let his praises ring.
Lord, let your praises ring,
Praise, praise
ring,
for our
praise for us.
bright in that happy land.
Bright in the happy
Beams
land,
every eye.
beam every eye.
Kept by a father's hand.
Kept by our Father's hand,
Love cannot
and
die.
love cannot
On
die.
then to glory run.
Open to glory run.
Be a crown and kingdom won.
Be a crown and kingdom,
And bright above the sun.
bright, bright above the
Rain,
sun.
rain for
Oh,
our kingdom.
rain, rain for Aina, holy Mount Zion, 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 Lord, holy Mount Zion, Zion. Father, I stretch my hands to thee. No other help I know. If thou withdraw thyself from thee, whither shall I go? I do believe, I must believe that our God live for I and I, sons and daughters. Break the chain, loose the chain, oh Heavenly Father, move all barriers, all gins and snare, cut and clear. Utter celebration as we celebration our first year of health, strength, and restoration to the mightiful work of His Majesty and Her Majesty Selassie.
Ja.
Rastafari, my Lord and Empress.
Honorable. Give thanks, Mama Maisie.
My
For the
Lord.
sweet singing. Yeah, pardon my internet connection hiccup, but we still pulled it off, right?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, blessed heart of celebration to each and every one. Welcome to the African Liberation Network. Yeah, this is the celebration of the first year anniversary of the Health, Strength, and Restoration Program, which was founded by the Honorable Empress Maisie herself and supported by, the Honorable Empress Dion, Honorable Empress Cindy, Honorable Empress Rachel, and Honorable Prophet Jack Clarkey, and myself as the host. So I just give thanks for everyone who's here with us at this moment to, acknowledge and recognize the steadfast effort of, these empresses and the brethren, Jack Clarkey, to take it upon themselves to research, information, and not only research it for themselves, but to share it, and yeah, none of, they just are common people, in a sense of none of them are like a doctor or anything like that. Well, I shouldn't say they're common people. They're definitely royalty still, but yeah, just took it upon themselves to look into it and find out more information about how the goodie works so that we can, publish it and let the world know. So ones that, don't really have access or whatever, don't have the understanding for themselves can listen and get a clearance. And even Jack Clarkey ties it all in with scriptures. And yeah, it's just an upful program. And I'm glad to be able to host, to give the platform for the item to use it to do something so positive, Um, but I just want to say, like, really, Empress Maisie is just someone who, no matter what, finds a way to continue being positive and continue putting out good works. You know, if she goes one way and the door is blocked, then she'll go the next way and continue. You know, nothing can stop the Honorable Empress Maisie. She's such a magnet. You know, people definitely are, you know, attracted to her, and so the sisters and the supporting cast that she has is just, it's a pleasure to be able to watch the item operate with such a family kind of bond. You know, every time we meet and every time we work together, it's such a joyful, you know, it just feels really good, like it's, you know, salvation, you know, and it's epitome, you know, just love and being positive, you know, coming together for good works, you know. And so I'm just, you know, very proud of the item and also very happy to be associated with the item, happy to be able to, you know, give you a platform to just shine your light, you know. So we're all here, you know, together to acknowledge the item. So, you know, a round of applause and a pat on the back for everybody, every part of the Health, Strength, and Restoration family. Good work and continue, you know, as long as you possibly can. There's so much to learn about the human anatomy and physiology. So I'm sure you won't run out of topics. And I know you got time and you got the strength. So yeah, I'm here for you. The African Liberation Network is here for you. So let's, you know, let's continue to do the right thing, my Lord and Empress. Yeah, thanks again, Mama Maisie. I will turn the
Yes,
floor over to the I. I think
yes,
it, yeah. So give thanks, my
yes.
Lord and Empress. Blessed love.
Oh, oh, give thanks, Honorable Prophet Daniel, my Lord, the host of our program for here. We do give thanks, you know, for each and every one this night as we celebrate, you know, our first year of our anniversary. We give thanks for the beautiful words that you have said, Jah Daniel, you know, and for the uplifting words to I and I, you know, for the health, strength, and restoration family, because you're a big part of His Majesty. And if it wasn't for the African Liberation Network, you know, then it would not be possible, because we wouldn't be, you know, sharing what we research and find about our goodie to the wide audience and to the Bobo Shanti family. So, Jah Daniel, my Lord, Honorable Prophet Daniel, my Lord, I give thanks for you, and I give thanks for the, you know, the opportunity, you know, to work with the item, you know, and to can share, you know, as we do our findings. My Lord, is an honor and a privilege, you know, as tonight, you know, celebration. Yes, celebration. You know, as I and I daughters, you know, hey, it's a pleasure working, you know, with my family. When this idea came up there, I'm not going to say much about it because my spokesperson, Honorable Empress Cindy, is there to give you all when it started and where it reached right now. But as a brief saying, you know, I give thanks that when the ideas come up to me, I impart it to Jah Daniel, and him never tell me that you know, hey, that not gonna work, and because we are no doctors and we are not this. She said, him said, Mama, that's a good idea. And so I passed it on to Sister Cindy, and she said, Mama, she did not look on it no way. You know, she just said, Mama, that's a wonderful idea. And so we passed it on to Sister Rachel and Sister Diane, and they say, oh, Mama, that's a wonderful idea. Let's work. And from that time, from the 5th of June, you know, last year we've been having our program, and we've been trying to educate ourselves, because we don't know much about our goodie. We know we have certain organs in our body. Yes, we acknowledge that. But the work of it, you know, and the fulfillment of it, and there are other little small organs that we don't even know we have. And so we are doing the research to bring out all of this so we could educate ourselves, our Baba Shanti family, and the wider world, that they can know that, you know, the goodies that they are carrying around, how it is made up, you know, and how we take care of it and all of that. So my research family is here tonight as we celebrate, you know, to tell you more, you know, about the program, you know, as we have a next program coming up shortly. You understand? And I must welcome, you know, all my brothers and sisters that we have in special guests tonight, you know, and all our brothers and sisters who are going to join us for the celebration. We give thanks, we glorify you, Majesty, and we give thanks to the Father who guiding us, you know, and protecting us and give us the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding as my sisters then get down and research and come up with the findings and can share it, you know. So as we say, we are not doctors, so we're just helping with one another how to take care of our goodies. So as I said, I give thanks, I glorify, I feel good that I am a part of the family of the health, strength, and restoration. I give thanks to my elder sister Lily, who's here with us, who's on the platform with us, you know, from them time until this time, you know. So as we don't know any further, I'll hand over the floor to Honorable Empress Cindy, who's going to give you a brief rundown how it started and where it reached. So my Lord, give thanks to the moment, at a love, at a blessing, blessed celebration one and all. Sister Cindy, take it away.
Blessed love, my Lord and Empress. Give thanks for the down setting. Give thanks for our health, strength, and restoration 1-year anniversary. Blessed love, my Lord and Empress, Prince and Princess, and YouTube viewers. Give thanks to the health, strength, and restoration family as I celebrate our 1-year anniversary on air. I'm gonna just be brief because we have a lot of guest speakers, so I'm just gonna be brief with my introduction. My name is Empress Cindy. I'm a mother of 2, a wife. I've studied anthropology and Black history extensively, and I do research for the Health, Strength, and Restoration program that is aired monthly on YouTube on the African Liberation Network. So last year around springtime 2022, I was living in North Carolina, and one day Empress Miriam and I were reasoning like we usually do, and she said to me, Sister Cindy, I really love the Bobo study group, you know, and the topics that we reason about, but I would really like to do something different. So I asked her, you know, what do you have in mind? So she tells me, I was thinking something in regards to health. And she mentioned some health issues that she's been afflicted with, her and her husband, Priest Headley, and that she wanted to, you know, delve more into learning about our goodies and our organs and how it contributes to certain diseases and so forth. And so we talked, you know, we talked a lot, and we talked about, you know, certain herbs and foods, and how it, you know, how it helps cure illnesses. So I really liked where she was going with this reason, and she, you know, she asked me what I thought, and I said yes. And then she said, well, what about, you know, the other empresses that are part of the Bobo study group, Empress Rachel and Empress Dion? And I said, yeah, I think they would be a great addition. Let's ask them, you know, if they have the time and they would be willing to do the research to, you know, come up with topics that we can, you know, bring to the Bobo study group. And so we did that, and they, you know, happily agreed to assist. And so initially, when the African Liberation Network would bring topics about, you know, politics, Pan-Africanism, social sciences, and so forth, Jadania was gracious enough to give us a little spot, you know, after the reasonment of the topics that we were bringing with on the African Liberation Network. So then we came up with the topic of, I believe it was the lungs, if I'm not mistaken. So we did our research, we compiled it together, and you know, Empress Rachel started off with like where the organ is located, what, you know, what's the function of it, and I came in with learning about illnesses of the lungs and how it affects ones and ones ethnically, socioeconomically, and so forth. And then Empress Dion now came in with foods and herbs to assist and help to cure whatever illnesses you know, that came about with affecting you know, someone's goodie. And so that's how, you know, that's how the Bobo, that's how the Health Straight and Restoration program began. Initially, we were calling ourselves Health, Strength, and Wellness. And then, you know, we did some, you know, some soul searching, and we decided that, you know, we were going to do away with wellness and bring in the restoration, because when you restore something, you bring it back to its normal homeostasis status. And that's something that we all look for, you know, as one, you know, as human beings, to get to that, you know, balance, to, you know, to live better and eat better and rest better. And so not shortly after that, we, you know, we became popular, and then Jadaniel, again, he gave us our own slot where we had our own like hourly show, where all of us now, Empress Miriam, myself, Empress Dion, Empress Rachel, came on to, you know, bring forth the research that we did. And we did it beautifully.
Mega vapors from now? Right up.
And we did it beautifully. And then we ended up needing, you know, more of a spiritual aspect to collaborate with I and I. So we added Honorable Prophet Jack Clarkey, where he now came in where with the scriptures, where he can relate the organs to certain verses or chapters in the Bible, and he just does it in his own way, and we all come together beautifully. We also had another empress by the name of Empress Trisha, where Empress Trisha now is well versed in juicing, and juicing for, you know, various diseases and ailments that afflict one. And she will come in now giving the best advice for the juices that can help and assist with certain things. And she's no longer part of our program, sadly, but, you know, she was a great strength to us, you know. And one of the things that I think makes our program so unique and special is that none of us really know each other per se personally, because we're all in different parts of the world. But when we come together to do our research, we do it in such a way where it's such a unifying our experience, and it's uplifting, because we have, you know, the positivity of Mama Maisie pushing us to do better, and to go in deeper and find out more, and question more. And we always, you know, I mean, this is no lie, we always come together, and we always laughing, and it's full of love. And, you know, we have sometimes Empress Lily May joining us from Ethiopia, you know, and it's just a real joyful thing for us to collaborate and bring forth this information to help ones and ones with their health. And if they have questions, you know, we possibly are answering those questions through our research. And as Daniel mentioned, and Empress Miriam, none of us are medical health practitioners, you know, but we do have, you know, knowledge, and we do read, and we have books, and you know, we learn as we go, you know. And I don't think that the information that we share is to hurt anyone. If anything, is to really help a one to, you know, hear what hear what we have to say and possibly assist them should they take our advice. So that's all I have to say for now. I would like to hand over the floor to our first guest speaker. We have a lot of guest speakers tonight, and we're really excited that all of them can join I tonight to give us a strength. And I'm going to start out with our first guest speaker, and I hope he's ready. Excuse me 1 second. Okay. So our first guest speaker is the Right Honorable Priest Kailash Leons. Priest Kailash, are you with us? Can I hear me?
I'm hearing you, Sister Cindy.
Okay. Jadaniel, can you hear me?
Is the
Yes,
priest
sir.
on? The priest
Okay.
is on?
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to introduce the Right Honorable Priest Kailash Leons. He's an herbal physician who promotes holistic health with natural herbal products such as The Answer. He is also a CEO of Mount Kailash Rejuvenation Center in the hills of St. Lucia, where he hosts retreats to assist ones and ones in a balanced, healthy lifestyle, utilizing nature's garden of herbs with plant foods and drinks. He is an author of several books on herbal medicine. He is a leading priest in the Boba Shanti order. He's a host of Food of Seven on YouTube. He's a lecturer, father, and a husband. And I think he's a great guy, a great brethren, pardon me. So please welcome Honorable Priest Kailash Leons.
Oh, give thanks,
Blessed, honorable, give thanks.
my Lord.
How's the eye and the eye doing?
We have a good priest.
All right. Well,
Give thanks.
give thanks for having me on the platform, and definitely give thanks for the initiative of just going forward into just helping to uplift people in the knowledge, because as the Bible says, for the lack of knowledge, the people shall perish. And it's very, very simple things, and that our people might not know how to do, and very simple things that they might be doing would be the consequence or the reasons why most of our people actually suffer. So even the efforts that the INM are actually doing in just trying to uplift themselves in the whole realms of knowledge, these things there is very critical, because in our platform, when it comes to the whole aspect of overall wellness, we don't just sell things to people. We actually educate people of self. And then through that level of education, they are able to make conscious decisions that will actually lead them towards saving their lives. So I give thanks for the opportunity to actually share. And definitely this evening, I would take the opportunity to just allow you all as empresses to basically ask me different questions that you would find that would be relative towards whatever problems that women in general are going through outside there. So at least I could address it. Basically, what you on the panel might have concerns of, what through your whole year of works, what are the things that has been coming up, and whatever it is that you might need a level of clarity on. And we know that we do have a school called the Mount Kailash Herbal School of Esoteric Knowledge that basically deals with the training of people in the whole realms of herbal medicine, but not just simply just like the herbs, but going deep into the pharmacology and the anatomy and the histology and the embryology and the pathology, and actually combining that with our traditional knowledge and assisting people to be able to learn of self and use the ancestral knowledge and also the contemporary scientific knowledge to assist them in, creating different pathways in eradicating disease. So in the future, as you all have embarked upon that journey, probably we could discuss how is it that we could offer some level of education to be able to empower you all on your journey, that at least when you don't just research, but you would also be coming from a knowledge base, based upon whatever little scholarship or something that you might be able to give to help to assist you all in the mission of actually bringing health and wellness to our people. So I'll just allow you to ask me whatever questions that you might feel as relevant as woman, that you might feel like you need a little clarity on and upliftment on, and I'd be free to answer it within my short time of presentation. Let's say.
Yes, my Lord. Give thanks, honorable priest, as you take time out, to be with I and I, to uplift and to celebrate with I and I. I have the first question to ask the honorable priest. Now, Majesty, as on the topic of shingles, right? I have a sister, Majesty, who is suffering with shingles. Now, shingles getting very popular. Probably it was in, but I never used to hear it, okay? But from last year, year before, I've been hearing shingles is coming up very, very popular now that they start to advertise about shingles. Now, they told us that we are to take an injection, but I don't want to take it, or my sister don't want to take any injection. And shingles cause from when you were small and you have chicken pox, right? They said the germs that the chicken pox give off is still inside of you, okay? And so it affects you when you get over 50, right? And going down, in age, it affects you more. Now my sister is struggling. She's 76 years old, and she's struggling with the shingles, my Lord. As an herbalist, please advise us what herb is there to help us, to work with, to help us to get the shingles better. Because I tell you, we don't want to use the jugs. We don't want to go to the drugstore to use the bike weapon, medicine, right? So if we could get some herbal medicine, Majesty, that would be wonderful. My Lord, give thanks as I listen.
Unmute, priest.
Oh, give thanks. Pardon me, please. Yes, give thanks is a very good question, because shingles don't only come from the realms of chickenpox. It's also the same, what you call the herpes simplex virus, the HPV. And that's basically the virus that gives people herpes. So you have, when you survive herpes simplex, you do develop shingles and chickenpox. The same virus literally that would cause the chickenpox within the physical structure. So what happens is basically when the immune system, which is responsible for the defense of your physical structure, your immune system is literally a network of processes that your physical structure utilizes to just safeguard itself from invasion and disruption from the outside. So even generally, your skin is basically your first act of defense, what we'd call a barrier defense. It just safeguards your internal organs, your tissues, everything from the environment, just because you have skin on your face. So this actually is the first part of your immune system. Even within your skin, you'd have what we call Langerhans cells that are specific immune system cells. That whenever it is that you are in contact with chemicals or what you call antigens. Antigens are any type of chemicals or microorganisms or anything that would elicit what we refer to as an immune response from your physical structure. Then you have your different orifices within the different holes of your physical structure, like your nose, your mouth, your ears, within your lungs, and all these different areas would have very specific immune system cells. So within your mouth, you have your tonsils. That's why if it is that you are exposed to some level of infection in your mouth, you might get these glands underneath your mandibular hair. Mandible actually gets swollen because these glands here contain what you refer to as immune system cells. Within your nostrils also, you also have specific cells that are responsible for just being able to see whatever is entering within your physical structure. So within your blood, you would have different types of immune system cells, like your lymphocytes, your eosinophils, different types of blood cells that are responsible specifically for that. So that is where you would have the whole aspects of the reactivation of that virus, that antigen that actually elicited the chicken pox that will actually be able to give you back that shingles, that reinfection. So you would have what you refer to as B cell immunity, and also what you call T cell, which is like long-term immunity, whereby whenever your physical structure is re-exposed to that antigen, that virus, or that bacteria, it would be able to reproduce the same antibodies that would actually allow your physical structure to actually defend it. What happens is when your immune system actually gets suppressed, probably at the age of 70 or lower down the line, or you're going through an intense level of stress, or you went benching on some real bad foods, what it does, it suppresses the immune system, and then it prevents the immune system from actually keeping these particular antigens, these proteins that are within your physical structure. Because what a virus does, a virus literally utilizes your own cells to reproduce itself. So it doesn't mean that because you have a low quantity of that virus, that means that it's completely gone from your physical structure. So the minute that your immune system is actually suppressed, what it does now, it allows that growth in number, the quantum of that very specific virus, then that can then lead into what you refer to as symptoms. So the shingles, the bumps, the itching, and all these different aspects. So the same thing with the herpes. When someone has herpes, they might have a breakout once a month, once a year, once every 6 months. So the virus, the herpes simplex virus, it is still within your physical structure. It's an RNA virus, the same way, it is still within the physical structure. And when your immune system is basically suppressed, it can replicate itself, right? Mm-hmm. Increase in number and give you these same old symptoms. So what we recommend is that you actually fortify the immune system, understand how stress depresses the immune system. So that's why most time a woman will get a breakout with shingles or with herpes just before a period or menses or a journey. Why? Because the physical structure is under intense stress, or if she has relationship stress, or if she has job stress, or whatever level of stress that they might have. When the immune system is actually suppressed, then you have that breakout. So you have to boost up the immune system by just allowing yourself not to get to that state of mind whereby you are overtly stressed, that you keep yourself balanced. You scan your mind to ensure that your thoughts are positive. You are thinking of uplifting things that could help to boost up your serotonin, oxytocin, and dopamine, which are the hormones that actually make you feel good and boost up your immune system. Also, you have herbs like your guinea hen weed. So you could utilize herbs like your guinea hen weed. That's a very effective herb to boost up the immune system. You also have herbs like your blue vervine, and you also have herbs like your stinging nettle. You have herbs also like your Cerasee bush beater. And these herbs there are herbs that could help to fortify and boost up the immune system. Even your elderberry leaf, these herbs that could help to boost up the immune system. You also have herbs like the soursop leaf, which is basically a sedative, could help to calm you down. And because you are calm, would help to boost up your immune system. So when it comes to the dealing of the shingles, you also have to remove parasites from your physical structure. So you have herbs like the wormwood, or the worm seed that you could utilize, the neem bush, the seed on the leaf, all these herbs there are herbs you could utilize to actually expel parasites, virus from your physical structure, because they also have antiviral properties. So it is critical that you have that holistic or that wholesome idea when it comes to whatever that you are also consuming. You know, so the foods that you are eating, try to go on a 75% raw, 25% cooked. You know, so you consume as much as plant-based as possible. You know, so to ensure that the foods that you are eating is creating an environment that could enhance and fortify your immune system, than to create an environment that could actually lead you to sickness and disease. It is not to say, well, okay, well, drink this bush there and you're going to take care of that, or drink this bush there. You know, everyone is unique. Everyone's situation is very specific. So we would basically recommend, okay, get to know the person's very specific situation, and then see how is it that you could formulate a program that they would have to follow. And healing is a journey. It's not like something abracadabra, boom, and you heal. You know, you have to go through a process. You know, so it's definitely important to understand that and follow that process to help you elevate yourself.
Oh, give thanks, priest. Give thanks, majesty, glorify, understand,
Lord,
my Lord.
blessed.
Blessed, love, honorable priest. This is Empress Cindy. Give thanks again for your time. I have a question for the eye. What would
Yes,
be
go
the
ahead.
best? What would be the best herbs that you could recommend for a woman who's fruitful and in her last trimester? What, you know? I know that you speak a lot about red raspberry leaf, but in addition to that, what else, you know, is out there for Ina? Give thanks, my Lord.
Yeah, blessed. Well, even in the last trimester, because the red raspberry does increase the turgidity, does make the muscles very tight. You know, we rarely during the final trimester, which is the last 3 months, going into the last 2 to 1 months of pregnancy, you know, we would literally cut down on the amount of red raspberry, you know, because of how it actually tightens the musculature of the womb of the woman. You know, you reintroduce red raspberry after the person has actually given birth, to help to infuse them with lots of iron. So since it is that at this point in time, your preparation is towards what you call parturition, where you are actually going to be pushing out that baby, you know, you have to start to consume, you know, accumulatively what the herbs you refer to as emmenagogues, herbs that are actually assisting in the contraction of the uterine muscles. So you have herbs like even a gentle parsley juice, and as it is your last trimester, it's not like as if you're going to be taking an abundant amount of it. You're going to be increasing it even towards the time when you are ready to actually give birth. So on your final trimester, you know, you would need to basically help to boost up that iron level so you could utilize your stinging nettle, your vervine. Your bluebird vervine, though it can cause some contractions of the womb, so you don't have to actually utilize it in large doses. So you're looking at about let's say you're looking at about 2 teaspoons of chopped herbs, you know, to about a cup of water, you know, hot water infusions, you know, basically soaking the herb in the water, and you take it at least once a day, not 2 times a day. You know, just once a day is good enough. And you could look at also herbs like your St. John's bush. You know, the St. John's bush, also known as Secunda justicia, is a herb that is a very potent emmenagogue, which actually helps to actually stimulate contraction of the womb. And that herb is also an abortifacient, a herb that could actually cause an abortion. So it's a herb that you take in the final strongs when you're approaching that moment to actually to give birth, to help that muscle to begin the contraction, to assist in the pushing out of that child, right? So also you have herbs that as you're coming down the line, you start to reintroduce your bitter herbs, like your cerasee bush. That is your last. When you know, well, okay, if it is that your due date is the 10th, you know, so all, I would say about 21 days before that going down, you are beginning to introduce these herbs there, which you're increasing your movement, you know, preparing as the pelvic girdle is actually separating and opening up, you know, you're actually preparing that structure, you know, to be able to push out that child. So you look at foods like your okra, you know, so you begin to consume a lot of okra within the last trimester. The complete 3 months, if you could take okra almost every single day, it is very beneficial, as in the principles of what we refer to as the signatures of herbs, because the okra is so slippery to literally allow the baby to just slide out of the physical structure because of the mucoids, you know, the mucus, these beautiful phytonutrients within the ovary that allows that level of slipperiness, if that's a word, so the baby will actually just slide out. So these are the herbs that we'd actually recommend. Herbs to boost up your iron levels, yes, but also herbs that will gently allow the uterus to actually contract, like even like your bay leaf, your cinnamon leaf, what we call ritaman, your ginger, your turmeric, these things that are critical, but you cut down the turmeric probably towards the last 21 days, as the curcumin in the turmeric is also, and it also contains coumarins that actually help to thin the blood. So you wouldn't want to be taking too much of that just prior to giving birth, because you want to boost up your vitamin K concentration. So deep leafy greens like your kale and all them arugula, and all these herbs that are very green, that you utilize them, to help to boost up your vitamin K level. So after you have given birth, you don't bleed too much, and afterwards, definitely you could utilize your periwinkle as an astringent to help you stop bleeding. And you could do your yoni steams and your different things specifically to assist.
Yes, Honorable. Give much thanks for that affirmation. Give thanks, Honorable. Appreciate it.
Blessed.
Blessed.
Blessed love, my Lord.
Give thanks, blessed.
Please, Caleb, I give thanks for your works, and I give thanks and glorify for helping my brethren in Texas. A great operation that you did for him, and I glorify. I have a question. What causes numbness in your hands and your feet?
Good
And
question.
what would you recommend, please? I'll listen.
Give thanks. Well, several things could literally cause numbness. Numbness, when you are numb, you could be numb because of a lack of blood supply. Just like if you take up string and then you stop all the blood flowing into your fingers, after a while your fingertips would become numb because of a lack of blood supply. And also it could be neuropathy, which is basically damage of the nerve. So normally what happens in the physical structure is this. So if you have, let's say you have the radial artery, it is an artery that supplies the radius, the farm area. Then you'd have the nerve, and then you'd also have the lymphatic system. So all your vessels that's traveling freeze, lymphatic, nervous and circulatory when it comes to your blood flow. So it is critical then when we look at the whole aspect of the numbness, that we don't just believe that the numbness is just coming from only your nervous system or your circulatory system, but look at how is it that your physical structure is getting rid of all the toxic materials for your lymphatic system, lymphatic drainage, and also how is it then that you are carrying fresh, clean blood to that site, and also how is it that your nerves are responding, because your nerves carry messages to and carry messages from. So if you numb, that means that you have a lack of feeling. So if I'm touching this, right, and my fingers feel numb, that means that the message that these tactile receptors are sending to the brain is not being read properly. Why? Because these nerves are not doing the job that they are really supposed to be doing. So then you also have to analyze and say, what is it? What environment? So normally people that develop numbness and that type of sensation also suffer from diabetes. Yeah? So they call it diabetic neuropathy. Why? Because of the high increase in blood sugar levels within the bloodstream. It actually increases the acidity of the blood, causing the damage of the myelin sheath around the nerves, which is basically the insulation around the nerves. So the ability of the nerve to actually be able to transmit what you would call information, or what you'd call an action potential in science, is very difficult. So what happens is, just because of that damage, your nerves are not able to conduct that information. So we have to work on the nervous system. So herbs that's very good for nerves is the vervine, or what they call the nerve vine. You could use it as an infusion. You could also use your ganja, as an infusion also, or an infusion is basically boiling water and allowing the herb to actually sip in it. You could use it as a tincture, which is basically an ethanoic or alcoholic extract. You could use it also as a decoction, where you boil the backs and the roots and these different aspects. Or you could just do the same way that you do your roots drink. You could use that after fermentation process and extract to help to extract all these nutrients out of that herb. So you could also use your stinging nettle. You guys just seen it a lot because stinging nettle, it stings you because it contains serotonin. It's very good, right? So also you have herbs like rosemary. You have herbs like the mimosa pudica, what they call sensitiva. It's a herb when you touch the leaf actually closes. So all these herbs, they are herbs that are very effective for the nervous system, right? And for the circulatory system, you have to look at herbs like your bay leaf, your turmeric. You have to look at herbs like the carpenter bush. All these herbs, they are very effective for the circulatory system to help to boost up the circulatory system. And when it comes to lymphatic drainage, you look at any herb that helps to that acts as diuretics, like your Spanish needle, what they call Biden spilosa, the scientific name for that. And also you have your Cassialata, what they call Christmas candle, the king of the forest. These herbs, they would help if your the drainage of the lymphatic system. And then what you could also do is basically just massage your hands with some warm castor oil and cayenne pepper powder to help to bring in more fresh blood into the area and also remove more stale blood from the area. So these things, they are critical, and if it is that you are diabetic, then you fundamentally would have to regulate the blood sugar levels through exercising. Exercising helps to take off excess sugar. You could just simply probably just drink a cup of lemon, squeeze a lemon in a glass of warm water, drink that, helps to oxidize excess sugar. You could also use herbs, even chocolate, the real cocoa from the cocoa pod, the cocoa tea, that's very effective, right, in regulating blood sugar levels and also boost up the production of stem cells in your physical structure. The cerasee, good to reduce blood sugar levels. The guinea hen wheat contains lots of sulfur. It helps to activate the insulin molecules, so very good, brings down blood sugar levels. So these herbs there, so there are plenty of herbs you could use to bring down the blood sugar levels, hence to help to alkalize the blood so at least it doesn't damage the myelin sheath of the nerves. So these are simple things that you could actually do to help to combat the numbing, but it's always critical to go to the cause. What are the root causes of these conditions? So at least you could know what you have to do to help to safeguard yourself.
Give thanks and glorify my Lord.
That's it.
Happy celebration.
Blessed love, my Lord, and Honorable Priest Kailash. My name is Empress Dion, and I'm the herbal researcher for the Health, Strength, and Restoration Program. My question is, I recently found out that man go through menopause as well, which is called andropause.
Yeah, probably woman pause.
And that will be our next topic. So what foods do you recommend? Would you recommend for that kind of position, my Lord? Give thanks.
Well, you see, most right now, you see, like, as the Bible tells you, like in the time of Moses, you had to do the act to sin, The time of Christ, you probably say is the word, and Christ said, in this time that we live in now, you think, as a man thinketh so easy. You could just think, and then that will actually cause you to be sick. So it is critical to focus a lot on how stress affects the physical structure. When they say that a man, that's why they say menopause, whereby a woman pauses on her man relationships. That's the etymology of it. And then as I say, it's a humanopause, where man pauses on their human relationships. But what we understand of that is that you have a decrease in your level of testosterone and a natural increase in the level of estrogen. So when a man reaches 40, what happens is that his testosterone level, which is a steroidal hormone, the male hormone that is produced by the testicles, and also produced within the prostate gland, that hormone is critical to a man's manliness, So when it is that this man approaches 40, there's a natural decline in the level of testosterone, leading to most man gets calmer at the age of 40, because the testosterone levels have decreased, and there's also an up in the level of estrogen, which is the female hormone. So this would mean that they begin to have more of the female hormone that will lead to a gentle increase in the size of the prostate of the man. That is why as a man which is 40 and he begins to grow, his prostate gland begins to get a bit bigger just because of the amount of estrogen his prostate gland is actually exposed to. So some man would go to that level faster than the other, especially when it is that you have a man that suffer emotionally from a poor level of self-confidence. As Marcus Garvey said, without confidence, you are defeated before you even start, you know. So with confidence, you'll be victorious before you start. So if, for instance, a man has impotence or he have erectile dysfunction or what they call ED, you know, and if he is not confident and he's approaching his empress, his wife, you know, and then he said, boy, you think I'll get an erection now, and he's nervous and he can never get an erection because lack of self-confidence is a stress, you know, and when your physical structure is stressed out, it's like a lion is chasing you and you are running for your life, or someone is holding you at gunpoint, you know. So there is no way somebody could have a gun to your head and they're about to squeeze the trigger. Even if you see a naked woman, you will never get an erection because of that high stress level that is within your physical structure. So simple things that are not that extreme, like you're running for your life or a house is burning and you have to escape the house, right? These things there are what you initiate what you call the fight or flight response in the physical structure. So what it does, it increases the level of cortisol, the stress hormone. So it actually suppresses even your capacity to respond as a man. So if it is you have lack of self-confidence as a man, that could actually hasten your whole pace towards going on hormonopause, pausing on hormone, declining testosterone, just because it causes a surge in the level of cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So it is critical that you actually understand what effect stress and also rejection. So most men who have been rejected, who have gone through failed relationships, you know, in our studies, we have seen that a lot of them actually develop prostatic benign or malignant prostate problems, you know, just because of that whole level of rejection. Because even the spirit of rejection, when they think of rejection, put them in that state of low self-esteem that's reflected in the bloodstream as high cortisol level, that causes a decrease in testosterone and increase in the estrogen levels also. Speeding that path where that man is actually becoming less functional as a man. So definitely the man have to learn how to deal with his emotional health, his mental health, you know, be more confident in what he's doing, understand that his traumas in his life is not his whole life, and give thanks for the traumas that he actually go through and help to boost up his level of self-confidence and high level of self-esteem. So there are some key man herbs, like the roots of the guinea hen, very potent. You know, the sea moss or the Irish moss, very potent. The bladderwrack, very potent. The roots of the stinging nettle, very potent. There's also a herb called man better man, very potent. The wabade, another herb, very potent. So there's a truth unburied of herbs, not a library, a truth unburied of herbs that just deals with the male reproductive system. That will be critical to actually fortify the man and to boost up his testosterone level. Even just by using rosemary. You know, rosemary helps to take out dehydroxytestosterone. The DHT, which is basically one of the side effects, which is one of the metabolites that actually accumulates that could even cause baldness in man. So there is a process that as a man that you have to go through, and we don't just teach well, just, oh, Chris, what herb good is for, what herb good is for that? You know, it is basically a lifestyle. So you'll have to basically go through this lifestyle change to assist yourself, uplift yourself to naturally eradicate disease and to boost up your whole level of self-confidence as a man. You know, so we tell a man 70% of his issues is mental and the other 30% is physical, right? So work on your mental health.
Give thanks, my Lord.
Rastafari. So that's it for me.
Mama Maisie, you want to, take over?
Yes. Yes, Honorable.
If that's all the questions, I don't know. I'm just saying you have other people to present. Yeah, so
yes, Yes, Honorable. I give thanks, Honorable Priest. You come like I didn't ask. Only one question I asked, but all the question that is asked, it's concerned me and my family. So I give thanks, Honorable Priest Taylor, for your expertise. And thank you very much. I'm going to use up all your advice, Your Majesty. And we give thanks again. I don't know if anyone still have any question for the Honorable Priest. All the questions.
Being that we have a few other guests, I think we probably should keep it moving.
All right. Okay. All right, Priest.
All right. So give thanks again for having me and all heart of love. Yeah.
Oh.
Rastafari. Give thanks, Priest Kailash.
Blessed love.
Blessed love, my Lord. So right now we're gonna sing a chorus. Does anybody have a particular chorus they would like to come with, so we could, get our spirits, in the groove of this anniversary?
Miriam played the timbrel across the Red Sea. I say Miriam played the timbrel across the Red Sea. And the Lord triumphed victoriously. Pharaoh and his army, and they were drowned in the Red Sea. King Emmanuel drowned them in the Red Sea. I drowned them in the Red Sea. El strength and restoration drowned them in the Red Sea. Whoa, Miriam played the timbrel across the Red Sea. I say Miriam played the timbrel across the Red Sea, and the Lord triumphed victoriously. Pharaoh and his army, and they were drowned in the Red Sea. Sister Cindy drowned them in the Red Sea. Sister Rachel drowned them in the Red Sea. Jack Clarky drowned them in the Red Sea. Sister Diane drowned them in the Red Sea. Ja Daniel drowned them in the Red Sea. Empress Lily, I drowned them in the Red Sea. I drowned them in the Red Sea. Jambia, Ja, Rastafari. All right. As a celebration to one and all, and give thanks again for our God and King. And give thanks and I Black family. Black daughters of Zion, as we work together in love and unity. Most High, Selassie, Joe. Right. Back over to you, Honorable Empress Cindy. Give thanks.
Yes, I bless the love, my Lord and Empress. Give thanks once again for the Right Honorable Priest Kailash, for assisting ones and ones with, that knowledge that he has, that he carries with him, and for answering our questions and giving us that strength. Give thanks. So now I would like to present our next guest speaker, the Right Honorable Priest Isaac. He is the creator and CEO of the Priest Isaac Institute of Holistic Knowledge. He's also the radio host of Radio Anu in Antigua and Barbuda. He's a lecturer and educator on various topics such as metaphysics, Rastafari, Boba Shanti, liberty, ancient and current astronomy, archaeoastronomy, astrotheology. He's also the founder of the International Homeschool Program, where he teaches youths on such topics such as science, language, Black African history, wellness, and ancient astronomy, and much more. He's a leading priest in the Bobo Shanti order. He's a beloved father. He's a co-founder of the Rastafari experience in Antigua, where he takes ones and ones on treks to Green Castle Hill amongst the megaliths. So without further ado, my Lord and Empress, please welcome Honorable Priest Isaac.
Blessed love.
My Lord, blessed love, honorable.
Give thanks, Honorable Empress.
My Lord.
Yeah, give thanks for the invitation to each and every one. Of course, glorify and Haile Selassie the first. Give thanks for this Ethiopia, Africa, Black International Congress Church of True Divine Salvation. And of course, give thanks for such a Congress that was established and founded by our President, our God and King, our worthy founder leader, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. It is, you know, a joy that I could be here. I really appreciate, love the invitation. And of course, you know, well, as much as possible, may not be long, but I will try my best to be strong. But of course, it is, I know it's a celebration moment and a moment of giving thanks. So I think obviously I would have to begin there, being thankful for the works that has been put forward even to this year that has passed, the health and strength and restoration family. And even when you look at them words there, health and strength and restoration, to restore, very, very important. Let me also give thanks to the words of the Right Honorable Priest Kailash Leonce, of course, being a master in his field. You know, I think that all of us who were taking in, you know, the knowledge he was giving us, for sure, we know that he's definitely a pillar amongst I and I as Rastafari, as conscious people, more so as Bobo Shanti, you know. And I think we all witnessed that in recent times, there have been efforts are being made to step up on the health aspect of our Congress, specifically with our elders. Efforts have been made to you know, try to bring forward a more healthier and wealthier sort of lifestyle. And again, a person like the Honorable Priest Kailash Leonce is very key in any march forward as it relates to us being a healthier people and a wealthier people, because we can't side look our own. You know, from the time I came into this order, I always hear a culture that the father say, great men and doctors going to come amongst us. I always hear that. I hear that for a long time. I've heard that even before I met Honorable Priest Kailash Leonce, and I don't know if it's fulfilled yet. Are we waiting for the stethoscope and the white coat or something like that? Because we tend to have that kind of mentality. We will wait for that when it's us. You know, not even our brother, it's us, you know. Sometimes we think we're fighting somebody else and we're fighting us. We're fighting ourselves. If the right hand chop off the left hand, I don't know what kind of victory the right hand will have, because when it's time to clap, left hand will be gone. You know, so any fight we fighting is us. So any glorify we glorify is us. So I give thanks again for the previous speaker, the Honorable Priest Kailash, even in his presentation. So again, I noticed too that this if I could use the term, this committee, this family that has come forward here, obviously give thanks to the Honorable Prophet Daniel as well. Definitely a forerunner in the whole aspect of Congress initiatives when it comes to inspiring I and keeping a little fire burning and addressing certain aspects of the Congress that may look like if it gone asleep, whether it be our hymn singing, our choir practice, our study group, these little different things. Give thanks to the Honorable Prophet as a spearhead. But I would have noticed that this family here, the health and restoration, the health, strength and restoration family, is more so the feminine energy that would have arisen to have bring forward this vibration. And it's only natural, because the love of the woman, even as I'm listening to the questions, you could hear even within the questions their level of concern, and there's still a level of love within the questioning, and it naturally comes with the woman, who is naturally tender, more caring on a certain level, as it would appear, than that of the man. And it reminds us even of the hymn, when the mothers of Salem, their children brought to Negus, the stern fellas, the stern disciples, bade them to depart. Like, come on, you can't trouble the man. We're going with them little children here, move them picking nigger from here, man. That's what it was. And when the Father, according to the hymn, when Christ saw them as they fled, he gently smiled and kindly said, so he wasn't even upset with his disciples. He said, take it easy. These are little children, make them come unto me, because for them is the kingdom of heaven. So sometimes the man don't really carry a certain level of compassion like that of the woman. Now, we may say it's just nature. Again, the Honorable Priest Kailash Leons was giving us a good rendition of how the biological aspect of the man can even transform even in its latter time. And we have seen this expression in a lot of ancient esoteric art. And this is where you see the God figure still carrying a father and a mother energy. It's just natural. You see it in many ancient forms where the God figure, the man, is carried in the father and the mother energy, meaning that as a man, we should be able to be in contact with and be able to respond and connect to that feminine balance within ourselves. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, this is the health and the strength and the restoration family. So it's all about health on different realms. So within the human being, you naturally have the polarity of male and female. And what that does now, as a man, it allows you on a spiritual level to connect with that feminine energy that is obviously all around you. It don't have nothing to do with you changing your masculinity to something else. It's about balance. So the balance in nature is just a natural thing. And as ancient Africans, we always had the ability to express that balance there. Now, actually, this evening here, I just want to make a very quick, somewhat presentation. And of course, then I will open if it's so that I will be taking any questions. And I sort of want to, since we're talking of health now, usually when we speak of health, we usually go into our lifestyle. What you eat and what you don't eat, and herbs and these things usually come to the forefront of the discussion. So for example, again, like the Honorable Priest was just here a moment ago on the front line, and most of the questions would be about this herb, what herb, that time, what would be good, such and such. Now, of course, the herbs are very good when it comes to keeping us restored and strengthening us and healing us, because that's where the word health comes from. Heal, H-E-L, heal, T-H, like fourth and fifth. Heal is health, heal thyself. If you look at the word healthy, it's heal thy, heal thyself. Very good. So with that understanding, we know that the herbs, were made for man. But you see, the herbs are very spiritual. And the herbs naturally have a connection with the cosmic. And as the good brother, my Lord, a moment ago was showing you, that there's certain herbs, obviously for certain ailments, but a lot of us are not aware that certain herbs are connected to certain personalities more than others. And I'm just going to show you that it's not a fanciful way of thinking. It's not astrology or some sort of esoteric philosophy. It's hardcore science. Now, if you observe the planet that we are on, which is planet Earth, the biological makeup of planet Earth is earth and fire and air and water. And now the fruits and the vegetables and the herbs that we eat come from the physical planet Earth, and they also are made up of the same earth, fire, water, and air. So for starts, the fruits and vegetables and herbs that we partake of and their benefits and their quality all comes from the planet Earth. There's a reason why I'm explaining all of this. So now as a human being, we'd be made up of different elements like oxygen and carbon and hydrogen and calcium and phosphorus. And of course, they have different percentage to this: sulfur, sodium, chlorine, magnesium, potassium, etc. The same thing with planet Earth. But the Earth now is more made up of things like carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, etc. Now you may be asking, okay, why is it important to know the makeup of Earth and even the makeup of the human beings? You see, it's more than the makeup of Earth and the makeup of human beings. When you start to study plants, you will notice that certain plants contain a higher level of sulfur than some other plants. It may have in a higher level of potassium than another plant. This plant may have in a higher level of magnesium than another plant. Okay. Now, when you study planets, as I said, I won't be too long, but I'm making a very key point. When you study planets, planets are made up of different elements as well. Now, the planets may be a bit different than planet Earth, because now certain planets have more hydrogen and nitrogen than another planet. Mars may have more neon. Mars may have more sulfur, for sure. Mars has a lot of sulfur, more so than, let's say, Jupiter. So that's why you would find plants now that may be rich in sulfur, directly connected to the planet Mars. Follow me good. Then now we as human beings are also connected with specific planets. Now, the reason why I began by saying that planet Earth is made up of specific elements, and so are we. The point is that all the planets on the Earth are related to all of us. That's first of all. All the moving planets are related to us. But the reality is, because of maybe our natal chart, meaning when you were born, you may have a direct connection or a closer connection with one planet more than another planet. And that is just the truth. That is just reality. So because of its makeup, you find plants like moringa and turmeric and cinnamon, as the priest said, ritaman, marigold, rosemary. They're directly connected to the sun. Then you have plants like aloes and aniseed and the willow tree and cabbage. They're connected to the moon. Now, let me just show you a quick trick here, that when it comes to pharmacology and botany and astronomy, for example, any plant that has thorns, they're usually connected again to Mars, not just because of its makeup, but its action. Now, Mars in its nature is said to be warlike, like a war planet. That's why it's called Mars. That's where you get the word martial, like martial art. It's war. So now Mars itself, any plant like the acacia or even the same aloes I just mentioned, and cactus, anything with prickly thorns are said to be stinging nettles, ivy, anything that causes rashes is considered to be Mars-like. But if it is a cooling plant, like aloes, or even dul, I don't know if they them know macadul that we used to wash over here. These are cooling plants, yet still they have prickles. So they are both Mars and they're still the moon. What I'm showing you here is ancient astronomy, not make-believe. So again, you have plants like nettle and cactus that are Mars and oregano. Jupiter is connected to plants like the Bodhi tree, the fig tree, not necessarily banana, but the fig tree that you find in the jungle, and the dandelion. And then you have a planet like Mercury, which is more connected to the lemongrass and dill and lavender, things of that sort. Venus is connected to the rose. Rose is also a Mars plant because of its thorns. Cherry and orchids are all Venus. You know, Venus is a planet that has a strong feminine energy, yet still warlike. You have Pluto, which is really a planet. This is another thing. In ancient astronomy, all the 9 planets were already exhibited on the walls of Sumer. 6,000 years ago, the sun and the 9 planets. So 12 years ago, when NASA decided that Pluto wasn't a planet anymore, that's up to them. But ancient astronomy already stamped the 9 planets around the sun. So Pluto is a planet that is more dealing with things like of harvest, like corn and wheat and oats and things of that nature. So now, just quickly in kind of wrapping up, what I'm going to do is to show an individual how you connect the same planets, because I know I may be moving a bit fast. I know it's not a lecture, so anyone could even go over this quick presentation again. African Liberation Network, just watch the video and take some notes, because most of us are affiliated with some sort of what they call zodiac sign. I know it may take some time to maybe kind of erase any concerns ones have, but I will repeat, this is not astrology. This is not your astro misguide, and it's not a horrible scope. It is ancient astronomy with understanding. So as I mentioned, some planets. The planet Neptune is directly connected to the constellation of Pisces, and Neptune has to do with collective dream, your psychic memory, and it's directly connected to your endocrine system, your hypothalamus in your brain as well. All right, the sun itself is directly connected to the constellation of Leo, His Majesty constellation, by the way, and it has a lot to do with the ego and resilience and manifestation, self-love, and it's connected to the heart. Jupiter is also connected to Pisces and Sagittarius, and Jupiter has a lot to do with your joy, vitality, your spirit, your longevity, and its organ is the liver. Is connected to the liver. Mars is connected to the constellation Aries, which is another war, but that's a constellation. Mars and Aries are Greek and Roman names for the same god of war. And Scorpio as well is connected to Mars. And Mars now, the planet and these constellations, has a lot to do with energy, power, desire, and action. And it's the muscular system for that relationship to that planet. Saturn has to do with discipline. I didn't mention the plants for Saturn earlier, but marijuana is one of Saturn's main plant, marijuana, cannabis. But Saturn is connected to the constellation Capricorn and Aquarius. And Saturn has to do with foundation and structure, discipline, and the bone and skin are directly related to Saturn. Uranus is linked with Aquarius, has to do with the mind and higher consciousness and the electricity of the body. And to to seal up, no, not yet seal up, almost seal up. Pluto also links to Scorpio, and Pluto has to do with energy and the mystic underworld, you know, the primordial underworld. That's Pluto's connection. I think I left out one. Or the moon. You have to remember the moon too. The moon and the sun is all in this because it's connected to those of us here. So the moon is directly linked to the constellation called Cancer, which is really constellation Kepra. And it deals with the pineal gland. It deals with the gut, because the gut and the brain work together. You know, that's why old people would say, boy, I had a gut feeling that I'm not gonna, you know, whatever, gut. And it has to do with the emotional body, intuition. You know, that's the moon. The moon is intuition, which is very powerful within the feminine. Woman has a lot of intuition just naturally, and it has to do with the emotional body. Yes, let me see. And Mercury as well. Mercury is Gemini and Virgo, and Mercury has to do with communication and the mind, and it deals with the nervous system and the respiratory system. So even in that quick little explanation there, especially if you link back now your sign, most people know their sign with the planets, and link it back with the plants that I just explained, especially with understanding that it's not just like a superficial kind of put a plant with a planet. It's deep, ancient scientific understanding of plants and planets, why the ancient could make these connections here. So I think I will seal it at that, and I hope I didn't go too long, but just fullness of happy anniversary to the fullness of the health, strength, and restoration family. King Selassie, Jah, Rasta.
Rastafari. Give thanks, priest. That's a good mouthful, Majesty. Glorify all what said this night, Honorable, from the royal priest. Give thanks, Honorable Priest Isaac.
Give thanks.
Isaac, my Lord, for your time and your reason, and I hope we all take it in, you know. Give thanks, my Lord.
Give thanks.
I love priest.
Give thanks, man. But all right, yes. I ain't gone nowhere. I here for the moment. So
all right, Majesty, glorify.
That's it.
Blessed love from Ethiopia.
True, Honorable. Give thanks, Honorable Mama Lily.
Yes,
Lily May.
Blessed love and peace, Lily May. Would you like to bless us with a chorus?
Say that, Empress, stay on again.
Would you all like to, someone like to bless us with a chorus, please?
Yes, I had a chorus here. I had a chorus. Come, Ethiopians, come. We have a message for you. Come, Ethiopians, come. We have a message for you. Zion gates are open wide. Zion gates are open wide. Zion gates are open wide. Come, Ethiopians, come. And you're walking and you're talking. Remember, Barai. Asafari is watching you wherever you in holy Mount Zion, 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 Lord, holy Mount Zion, Zion, holy Mount Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. My little presentation. Blessed love. Over to the host and the co-host.
Give thanks, Honorable Empress Lily May. So my name is Empress Dion, and I would like to present our next speaker, our next guest, Royal Empress Olivia. Her name is Olivia the herbalist, and she has been using natural remedies for the past 20 years to help assist persons in taking charge of their health by using natural God-given means. She deals with women health concerns, but her specialty is woman's health. She believes that the world is in trouble due to disobedience to God's natural law. And that is one of the reasons why we have so many sick people all over the world. It is her firm belief that nature is the way to true healing, and spends most of her days teaching persons how to use food and herbs as medicine to keep them strong in mind, body, and spirit. And I would also like to add that when I am stuck, I call her for herbs to help with the program as well. So I would love to introduce Empress Olivia, who has a herb store called Olivia the Herbalist. Empress Olivia.
Blessed night to all.
Blessed love.
Blessed love. Give thanks.
Okay, I'm just going to discuss shortly. Well, like let's say, blessed night to all royal sons and daughters of the Most High. It is an honor to be in the presence of all godly man and woman as we discuss the restoration of our health. As Empress Diane says, my name is Olivia the Herbalist. I have been practicing natural remedies for the past 20 years. I have a herb shop in Trinidad called the New You Herb and Health Shop. And I am of the firm belief that every person should have a knowledge of nature's remedial agencies and how to apply them. The use of natural remedies requires thought and work that many are not willing to give. And nature's process of healing is gradual, and to the impatient, it seems slow. But in the end, nature does her work wisely and well. It is important that we understand that our body is subject to wear and tear, and it is our duty to practice right principles that will keep our mind, body, and spirit free from sickness and disease. I believe that restorative power is not in drugs, but in nature, and that the body has the ability to heal from any and all afflictions. Our goal at all times should be the preservation of health, and our health should be sacredly guarded as our character. Over the years, I have seen the amazing power of jar plants and herbs, and how using the right foods can help assist in reversal of many health concerns. By the grace of God and the right health regimen, we have assisted many women in getting rid of health issues such as fibroids, cysts, endometriosis, polyps, and many other health concerns. I have seen many women who were scheduled for hysterectomies was able to take surgery off the table and save their wombs using natural remedies. I have seen kidneys repaired, cancer reversed, herpes destroyed, and so many other instances of the power of herbs. Jah has provided bountifully from the things of nature for our care, and it is our responsibility to use these blessings to keep ourselves in good health. Good health can be built and disease prevented by eating right and taking proper care of the body. Let us now return to the natural method of bringing about the healing process through cleansing, juicing, and clean eating. I give thanks to be in the presence of all the man and woman here at this function. I am a follower of Priest Kalish. I think I'm not sure if I pronounce his name right, but I have great respect for his work, and I learn a lot from him. All right, so I just want to say this short, a blessed night again to all. Thank you for having me at this most upful and enlightening program. I pray Jah blessings, love and mercy until each and everyone here. Heart of love.
Give thanks, Honorable Empress Olivia.
Blessed love, give thanks.
Heart of love to the man.
Yes,
Royal Empresses.
Give thanks to the
Give
Honorable
thanks, Royal Angel.
Blessed, give thanks all to you.
Honorable Sister Cindy will have our next guest. We welcome in our next guest, Honorable Empress Cindy.
Blessed love, once again, my Lord and Empress. So now we're moving on to the next guest speaker, We have the Honorable Priest Germain. He is a professional chef in the food industry for 20 plus years. He started out his culinary career at the age of 14 in the Virgin Islands, where he was born. Moving through the ranks, he migrated to the US, where he further gained experience to hone in on his skills as a chef. He's lent his expertise in various kitchens for special events, working in Carnegie Hall, the World Trade Center, and Citibank corporate meetings. He's also a specialist in clay pots, also known as yaba pots, and ITEL cuisine. In addition, he's a business owner where he creates his own herbal products for locks, hair, and skin. He also creates his own natural juices, utilizing sea moss and tropical fruits. He is also the creator. He's the host, he's the editor and creator of Bobo in Brooklyn on YouTube. He's a farmer on his spare time, and he's a father of 4 and a grandfather of 6. So without further ado, please welcome the Honorable Priest Germain.
Holy man, Selassie Jah, Rastafari. Give thanks for life and the mighty life giver. Give thanks him for the health, and strength and restoration. Family, invite, to doors and so on I and I as a people. Give thanks even for the African Liberation Network, hosting such a program at this time. Give thanks even for the Honorable Prophet Jadania and his works thereof. Give thanks him for the Honorable Priest, leading priest that spoke before, and I, Honorable Priest Kailash Yance. Wonderful presentation. His words was definitely touching. I might listen same and so you even have to go and re-listen. I mean, even some of the questions that was posed was very, very, very enlightening. Not only to myself, but to ones and ones out here in international field, in internet world, and viewing this right now. Give thanks also, for even the 1-year anniversary of such, because it's important for I and I as a people to, be healthy, It ain't the greater emphasis that we could put on being healthy, because health comes with wealth. If you want to pursue certain things in life, you also have to be healthy. And I also say many times to people, like, it's good to live, a long, nice and golden age, but to live to that age and not be healthy, it's just another thing. You have, different ailments that come upon you, arthritis, this and that, high cholesterol, so it's very important, for I and I to be healthy. And give thanks also for the Honorable Priest Isaac, presentation in terms of the planetary, things he was talking about, the elements, and I would be, strengthening certain things he was saying, in concern of the, just the different things that make up Earth, and the Earth itself is what we just use as Rastafari, to cook out of and even store food in, and you know what I mean. So we give thanks, for the presentation, also of Olivia, Empress Olivia, the herbalist. Very informative. Give thanks for her years, in her field of specialty. Give thanks for her experience and expertise and what she has provided for us, the Black community and wider, you know, the remedies and, you know, different things that she produces, you know, it's very important. So we thanks, you know, for all that she do to uplift, you know, the woman, you know, most high. So that's right, Rastafari. Well, you know, you know, a presentation. I feel like I've been in the field for a while. You know. When it comes to what you eat out of, what you prepare your food in, you know, it's very important. Because, you know, we have like aluminum pots. You know, you got pots like clay pots, ceramics, you know, different type of tools that they use to prepare food in. You know, what are the benefits of using, you know, clay? You know, what are the benefits in glass? Is there any benefits to cooking in aluminum pan? You know, so it's very disheartening to see how they give us, you know, all you know, things to use, you know, to cook in and all of this thing, you know. But for instance, metal, aluminum, pardon me, you know, causes what you call something called metal fume fever. Now, this is a flu-like illness with symptoms of metallic taste in the mouth, headache, fever, and chills, aches, chest tightness, and cough. The symptoms may be delayed for several hours after exposure, and you know, this is something that enters your goodie, you know, metal. So as you see, some people aluminum pots for years, and like they never want to throw, you know, this is their pot. And some of the coating that they put on those pots, have been scrubbed away, been washed for all those years, where now the aluminum is now getting into your food. You know, as we know, aluminum also is a contributor to Alzheimer's. You know, it plays on the brain, you know, chemical, the aluminum, you know, it affects the brain, and it definitely damages, you know, memory and all of these things. And over a period of time, you will find that, yeah, through the consuming of foods out of, you know, aluminum pots, continually, and not disposing of them, you know, is very detrimental. Also, aluminum foil, you know, that is something we shouldn't even be using at all. Yeah, and you see those little trays that people doing at the 99 cents or the, you know, the corner shop, and you could just run, go put it in your oven with a little whatever. You know what I mean? Those are very, 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 you know, even wrapping your food in aluminum foil and putting it in the oven. You know what I mean? You gotta be real careful about that. You know what I mean? So these things, you know, are what, you know, people are exposed to, you know what I mean? And we are cognizant of what we are doing, you know, will cause more, you know, damage and harm more than good to ourselves. So, you know, when it comes to aluminum, you know, I definitely give it a big thumbs down, because aluminum will definitely, you know, damage you. All right, we know we have ceramic. We also have glass pots. I myself, you know, have a nice glass pot that I cherish a lot. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's transparent. You could see through it. You can see food you know, steaming or just, you know, bubbling, put in there. You know what I mean? I own one of those because when you know, read upon even glass, you could, you know, go and check it for yourself. You know, it's non-toxic. You know, it doesn't really release any toxic into your foam because of how the glass was forged and made. You know, and when it comes to ceramic, you know, it has the same, you know, qualities. But you know, I, you know, will definitely put overall, you know, clay. You know, like honoring about the different elements. And the soil is made up of a lot of different elements, a lot of different, you know, things in there that come together and, you know, I'd say compose and makes, you know, and it's filled with a whole heap of bunch of different sphere. And any nutrient you talk about, that's where it first comes from. You know, everyone knows that. The earth gives you everything. So the iron, the phosphorus, the magnesium, sulfur, you know, these things is earth. Now, first clay pot and many nutrients like calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium and sulfur to food, which are extremely beneficial to our body. Clay is also alkaline and thus acts neutralize the acid in the food, which makes it easier for us to digest. So there it is. Clay adds these different minerals to your food when you prepare your food in clay pot. It also alkaline, you know, your food, and not only food, because I could remember as grandmother, you know, telling me about in the clay pot that the pitcher that they used to store the water in and used to keep it so cool, and boom, it's alkaline, you know, even without knowing it, you know. So the clay is very, 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 very important for us to, you know, prepare our foods in. So when it comes to, all right, now, you prepare your food, you know, storage. That's another thing, like, all right, what you gonna do after, you know, you cook some food, you know, it's there, you know, how long should you keep that food? You know, food is something that, you know, grows bacteria after, mold after a different period of time. When it comes to food on a level where, you know, you have to have, like, you know, you don't want bacteria to go in your food. So you have to know, all right, it's a 2-hour window when it comes to especially food cooked with coconut. Coconut is a thing that is very rich, you know, it's something that, as we just say, spoil your food very quickly. If you leave coconut, you know, idle, you know, food for too long, it starts to sour, you know. So here's where you go the bacteria, now you can get diarrhea, you know, different illnesses could arise from just eating that food or consuming that food after a period of time. So it's very important now to, you know, remove, you know, the food now from the clay pot. All right, now we have plastic that people use, you know, plastic waste. People use glassware, you know, the rest of man use, you know what I mean? I myself have a calabash with a icicle fitting on the top same way I could seal it nice. You know what I mean? And yeah, some people have the different ways of storing, you know, food. You know, but I would say, you know, when it comes to plastic, you know, plastic is a definite, you know, it's bias, you know, to and you know to the industry, you know, to our country, you know, on a whole, you know, you know, it's very cancerous also, you know, when you put your food in those containers and it don't cool down properly. Sometimes you even go and you see after a while they start to get and look the kind of way inside. That's plastic you smartly consume it when you go and eat your food. It's dangerous. What I would say, like I say, the next thing is the glasses, because they don't really, you know, have any non-toxic things that could be released back into your food, even for baking. You know, you could put, you know, your stuff in nice glasswares, and also you could bake as well. You know, even as we know, we have the fried dish, as we just call it. You know, and we have a pot, the clay style, where even baking out is a mistake. You know, when you're baking anything outside on a clay pot, you know, you have like a oven. You create your own oven. So what you do now, you take out some of the fire, all the fire. You're gonna just leave coals on the bottom of your tree stone. You know, you put your fry dish on, or you have a pot on, whatever dough you're baking, your bread, whatever. You're gonna put something now, like the cover of the clay pot, or sometimes they create these things with holes in there where you could put now ashes, coals, not just ashes, sorry, coals on top of that now, which will not ash, but be an oven where the heat is now penetration from the bottom to the top, where you would call like a conventional oven, where the heat is, you know, kind of circulating from the top to the bottom and cooking it. There are many very key we have to look upon. Now, even consuming of food, you know, what you consume your food out of when you're preparing. Some people have these little, you know, dishes in their house. You know, they can check them away easily. You know, styrofoam things, and you don't really want to wash the plates, so you got those and just stash them away when you finish. You know, you have the ceramic plates also in your house. You know, and the rest of them, and also we have our calabash. As we know, you know, here again, nature wins, because the calabash, you know, is more natural, something that, you know, enhances even the flavor of your food and the nutrients of your food, you know, secretly even knowing it. It has the same effect of alkalining water after leaving water in a calabash, you know, over a period of time, you know. So, yeah, you know, even how we eat, how we partake, you know. You know, in our ancient science, you know, ancient Africa, you know, we partake in some cuisine still, you know, they partake with the hands. And, you know, when you know, eat food with your hands, you have a, you know, a connection to food and what you put in your mouth. You know, it's, you know, you have the you see, like from the farmer to the chef, or not the chef, but the man who prepared the food effect. Yeah, when you eat with your hands and you have a more connection, you know, to the food that you're partaking of, as opposed to a fork, you know, which is, you know, European design. You know, spoon, you know, we come up with that same way, because there are different, you know, cuisines that we also prepare, like sips and these different things. where you could create your spoon, out of the same coconut shell or the calabash. And that's what the Rastaman would use to partake in his, meal and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope I ain't saying too much, but give thanks, that like I say, it's a wealth of information and knowledge I man have towards food and everything surrounding it, so give thanks to you for the time, give thanks for all the presentation of the one before me, give thanks to you for the God in myself, give thanks for my goddess, that even strengthen I give thanks to you for all things, that's our most high, so that's that. Rastafari, my love. Empress, give thanks. Love.
Give thanks, Honorable Priest Jermaine, as you talk about a lot of things pertaining to the clear pot majesty. As a child growing up, that's what I grew. My uncle, show me how to use a clear pot, and the jar, keep the water cool and all of that. So there's a lot about clear pot majesty. And so we give thanks tonight that you could even brought forward that proof, about the clear pot, so that ones and ones could really learn more as you explain, about the clear pot, about even the file papers, the Manting Majesty. You did a wonderful job. I hope our listeners are taking it in, and get rid of the file, because it is not good for I and I. Okay, give thanks, Honorable Priest German, my Lord, for your for all that you have said and done, and that you take out time out of your busy schedule, Majesty, to be with us, and to impart some of your knowledge with I and I family, health, strength, and restoration. Glorify, Honorable Priest, and give thanks.
Bless the Lord, my Lord. Give thanks, Priest Jermaine. And give thanks for the styrofoam and the calabash. I'll take out my calabash. Happy celebration.
Blessed love, give thanks, Honorable Priest Germain, my Lord, for such extensive knowledge. Our next guest speaker, I met through the Health, Strength, and Restoration program a year ago. She has a wealth of knowledge concerning plants. So I would like to introduce Empress Kishmet. Give thanks for your time and your presence, Royal Empress Kishmet. Blessed love. Your phone muted, beloved.
Empress Kishmet, your phone is muted, Honorable. There you go.
Pardon. Blessed Lord, my Lord, Empress. We give
Blessed
thanks
Lord.
for mighty day. The down setting of the day moving through. Blessed heart of celebration moving through, my Lord and Empress. Holy Emmanuel, I. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. So I come to speak about the 23rd parts of the human body. Relating to the 23rd Psalms, the Lord is my shepherd. Now, when you look at the word shepherd, it speaks of 3 parts. S-H-E, the woman. P, the purpose, plan, and promise. H-E, the man. And R-D, the right direction, the thought, the position. Lungs. Lungs is length, long, L-U-N-G-S. L and the S represents the Lord Sabbath, and the G-U-N, gun, represents the weapon, spiritual power, and strength. L-U-N-G-S, when you shuffle the words around, you get S-L-U-N-G, meaning slung. Slung meaning throwing. David, in his battle, He just used a sling. That's the present tense of the word sling, slung. The torso, T-O-R-S-O, that's the trunk of the human body, the main part that contains the chest, abdomen, pelvis, and back. T-O-R-S-O, when you shuffle the word, you get the word R-O-O-S-T. That's the dwelling place of birds. Also, you get R-O-O-T-S, meaning foundation, the roots. I took my time and write out what I want to say because I don't want to go over. Thorax is the region between the abdomen inferiorly and the root of the neck superiorly. It protects the heart, lungs, and great vessels, as well as some abdominal organs. Now, T-H-O-R-A-X is thorax. T-O-R-A-H and X. X now is the Hebrew white wall, but Torah now is teaching, direction, guidance, and law. The Torah constitutes the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible called the Pentateuch. The head, H-E-A-D, these are the functions, these are the body. I'm speaking about the different parts. Head, H-E-A-D, the upper part of the body, or the front or upper part of the body separated from the rest of the body by a neck and containing the brain, mouth, and senses of organ. When you shuffle it, you get H-A-D-E, Head. That's the dwelling place of the devil. Luke 16, verse 19. Acts 2, verse 14 to 36. The eyeball is a bilateral or spherical organ which houses the structure responsible for vision. When you shuffle that word eyeball, you're going to get A, E, A representing alpha, E representing omega, leaving with B-E-L-L-Y, the belly of the beast. Brain is the most complex part of the human body, which has its own function. B, blessings, and R-A-I-N, rain. That's Isaiah 44, verse 3 to 4. So we art, and the art is O-U-G-H-T, but still A-R-T, to develop our organs to function spiritually. The parts, organs of the spirit are intellect, I, emotions, E, fears, F, passion, P, and creativity, AC. When you shuffle around those letters for the parts of the organ, you get the word face. I by itself representing the vessel, and P representing the plan, purpose, promise, and peace. Now, when you look at the word organs, my Lord and Empress, O-R-G-A-N-S, when you shuffle around those letters, you get the word G-R-O-A-N-S, groans. So organs is like the hands, the legs, and groans now is pain and moan. The organs of the body, kidney, K, heart, H-E-A-R-T, but I want to show you something, H. When you write a H and you put it to stand up, it becomes a I. So it's I-E-A-R-T. I, the vessel, E, Emmanuel, and A-R-T, his walk. So K, kidney, heart, I, liver, L, and lungs, L. K-I-L-L. So once we don't feed into our organs spiritually with the right food, we kill them. Question, how do we take care of our organs? We do this in righteousness, eating what is right and doing what is right. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was right, and the Word taught us how this righteous living should be done. So we are to stay hydrated, eat a balanced diet, exercise. Or organs now, when you're thinking about organs, you could even think about a keyboard, which is keys. But once they are not working or functioning well, we nod. That's like you can't be able to tell somebody what's going on. So it's like a type of groan that you would do. So once the will of King Emmanuel is not done, I'll show you that word D-O-N, D-O-N-E, done. So once the work or the will of King Emmanuel, we're going to put his name first, that a name, E, Emmanuel, is not done, D-O-N, to unlock the doors. And in order to unlock the doors, you need that word, what I say, or organs is, which is keys. You put it there, K-E-Y, Emmanuel, donkeys. Donkeys are a symbol of peace. They seek out gentleness in ones. They are also guides. Just as on a donkey symbolizes the sovereignty of the Messiah over the material world, Christ on the donkey symbolizes arrival in peace. Christ's donkey, his organ that he used was named Lokael, L-O-K-A-E-L. Now, when you look at that word, the L and the K represents Lord's kingdom. A-L-O-E representing the aloe tree, the healing, and L-O, the Lord's order, leaving back with L-A-K-E, the lake, destruction. King Emmanuel Charles Edwards is the one that keeps the organ functioning, healing with aloes. Satan is the one that stops the organ from functioning, destroying ones in the lake of fire. The donkey is a humble, hard-working animal created on the same day as man, the sixth day. Satan's power to attack one's organ and turn them into growths. That's his work, to attack the organs once we don't feed into our organs properly, both physically and spiritually. He will attack these organs and turn them into pain and mourn and suffering. He does this pattern by twisting that words. He disguises himself. He intimidates. He counterfeits. He kills, steals, and destroys. He afflicts and oppresses. He accuses. He blinds. He hinders our organs. 1 Corinthians 6 verse 12 to 20 says, food for the stomach and the stomach for food. So when you look at the word stomach, S-T-O-M-A-C-H, when you take it apart, you put the S-O by itself, so, and M-A-T-C-H, match, meaning let there be light. He said he will destroy them both. Organs are the body's organs are the body recongestional structures that perform specific functions, which is made up of several types of tissues and cells. When you look at the word tissue, T representing time, trials, tribulations, and temptation. And then it leaves with ISSUS, issues, the problems. Cells, CELLS, C representing the price, and SELL, the sold price for 30 pieces of silver. In Psalms 122, verse 1 to 9, walls is a symbol of entrapment. They protect, provide security, and represents a place of shelter and belonging. Jehovah told Nehemiah to build a wall around Jerusalem to protect the people. So let's put up walls both physically and spiritually as Bobo Shanti to protect our organs from pain resulting in groans. So as a vessel, every organ are important vessels as well. Most High King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, blessed love.
Give thanks for our royal etymologist, Royal Empress Kishmat. Give thanks for such a wonderful presentation.
Thanks.
Empress
Empress
Dion, you
Rachel.
okay.
Blessed.
No, Empress Rachel.
Blessed night to the royal family. Give thanks to the celebration powers. I'm Empress Rachel, and I would like to introduce to the set the Right Honorable Empress Lily May, one of the standing leading empress of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, Church of Salvation, one of the secretary of the Women Freedom Liberation League. The Honorable Empress teaches most of the new daughters coming in Congress to live by the principles of the Congress. She was also the first Empress to go on her purification journey and is at present the founder of Keeping Mama Visible. And through her obedience to the most right Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, she now resides in Ethiopia, the land of the brave. I do hand over the set to the Right Honorable Empress Lily May. Blessed night, family. Blessed night.
Blessed love. Give thanks for the royal house. Give thanks for the founder of the Health, Strength, and Restoration. Give thanks to all researchers. Give thanks for the enlightened guest speakers. And give thanks for King Alpha and Queen Omega. Give thanks for our Blessed Trinity. And give thanks for I, Most High, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Like Empress Rachel said, I am humble Empress given in Ethiopia. But I have to give a special thanks to Honorable Priest Isaac for bringing in these empresses in my life through the interview that he did with me some time ago. I've been trodden with King from 1977 and with Empress Selassie from 1975. I give thanks and praise for all I have learned on the Congress of 10 miles Bulbury, where I came and see King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, and he taught me all my principles. And I give thanks for Empress Kishnet, which said that the donkey, yes, that King Emmanuel had in that time when he rode in Jerusalem, and also for Faithful, the one that we had up on Bobo Hill. I give thanks for the picture of Mr. and Mrs. Garvey, prophet and prophetess of the Most High God, as King Emmanuel referred to him in one of his speeches. Empress Amy J. Garvey is also sitting on a donkey. Empress Kishnet gives thanks and glorify for that enlightenment. Give thanks for Empress Empress Olivia the Herbalist. I give thanks and glorify for knowledge. I'm a seeker of knowledge. I'm really a seeker of knowledge because I read all the books that Priest Isaac recommend to Honorable Priest Alonzo. Priest Alonzo would recommend me and so knowledge. And I also listen to Priest Isaac's program. And I give thanks to Honorable Priest Kalish and his great knowledge, a par excellent doctor, and if I was in the West right now, I would have been up at his retreat, because it's not a miracle, because he teaches that the goodie and the herbs and everything is connected, and I could testify that that one of my bona fide priests from Upper Bobo Shandy Hill has been healed, by Priest Kalish. And I listened to his program also through Priest Isaac Net. He speak about, there's only one program still, but it enlightened me still I give thanks for Priest Jermaine with the Lonamum. I was thinking that Lonamum is good, you know, but I have some Yaba pot there. I said, nah, I ain't doing none, so I'll be using my Yaba pot. But I know foil and what the thing name again? Styrofoam. I know all from Bahamas that they was not good, so I cut them out a long time. But I'm gonna take my calabash that I got shea butter in from Ghana. I'm gonna take them out and start using them and try restore myself, you know. And I give thanks and glorify for the ABIC and the ABIC Women's Freedom Liberation League. And I love to let everyone to know that me and Sister Miriam was up on the hill, and I always talk about this. One day we was in our dining room. We was free together because sometimes we didn't see one another for months because unless we minister, you know, unfree, and we go to their gates with our children then and we'll minister to them. But to stay on the field, go to tabernacle and minister around their course, maybe like every 6 months or once a year, our journey will come together because we did 21 days diligently. And this day we was free, and we was in King Emmanuel's living room, drawing room, where he eat. And Jah was speaking to us. And Jah threw his arms around me. And Sister Miriam was on the next side of him. And Jah threw his arms around us. So come like now, let's health, strength, and restoration. Bring us together. That Jah wanted us, you know, to work together. But so my timing in Ethiopia, because when they have their gathering, not together, and when they have their reason and getting together, sometimes I'll be resting. It's like right now it's 3 a.m., going on 5 a.m. for me to do my morning devotion, and you know, some more time. She did invite me to come on to health restoration, but I'll be a guest speaker anytime they call me and I rise up like 2 o'clock and when I see them on and they call me, I'll just join in, you know? And I give thanks and glorify for the researchers, especially Empress Dion, because I said, what you doing this? What y'all doing? She said, well, we're doing the liver, we're doing the bladder, doing the blood. I said, read me what you have. And she'll read me what she have, and you know, and then Clarky will come on with his spiritual. That's my spiritual upliftment teacher. And Sister Rachel would be in the background with her little chuckle and ask Mama this, ask Mama that. And Sister Dion always do her research, what you call it now? Her research, extensive research. And she said like Empress, the herbalist would give her look at inputs, you know, but she always read to me. And with whatever she read to me, I'll just take it and try apply it to my goodie, you know. So I give thanks to each and every one on health and restoration. I give thanks to my faithful host. Oh, this brethren is so willing, you know, to spread your word. And I give thanks for that, you know, because knowledge is key. And I love to read because before Peace Isaac put these honorable Empress Dion, Empress Rachel, and Honorable Prophet Clark in my life, I was very lonely in Ethiopia because I was living by myself for 3 years on this compound where it was only my house that was occupied, although I had the next house in front of me. I was only one. For 3 years, I was in solitude. And I read and I read and I read and I talked and I get to know John. They used to talk to me sometimes. And John talked to me, I used to get afraid, you know, because trust me, John is a serious man. When they talk to you, sometimes you're like, how I can do this? How I can do that? You just trust on the way, you know? Trust on the way, because there's no other way to be happy with me, just to trust on the way. You know, and when Peace Access gave me that interview, you know, give thanks for Honorable Prophet Sikh. He's not here, but the next, you know, great man, you know, that I have met through Jack Clark and Sister Rachel them, that he gave me this it takes 6 months for me to get this Naya Bingi UBS or UPS or whatever name forward, because a child, Ethiopian child that I was helping, he came in my house. I was warned that you don't let the people them, but you have to let someone close to you. He took my stick on my way to Addis Ababa when I got up to put in my Naya Bingi. I found the stick was missing, and like what part of my heart was missing. And I got one the other day after 6 months. They sent me a boy, and I just got it. And I be playing my baby 24/7. And I listen to my speech, Isaac, and through that speech now, it's eradicating this. And I met Sister Dion and Sister Rachel, and then Jack Clark is very knowledgeable about the Bible. And he would teach me a lot of things because His Majesty speaks on the Bible. We only have it in the Black supremacy as dawn. But the first part of that speech is so powerful, you know? His Majesty said that this is the mind of God, you know? And it is immutable. It is a pilgrim's staff, you know? And he said that it's the soldier's sword, it's the pilot map, you know? We must read it, you know, slowly, prayerfully, you know, and constantly, you know. It opens, you know, the gate to heaven, you know, and it closes, you know, the gate to hell, you know. He say, we in Ethiopia, now this is in the dawn, but we in Ethiopia have the oldest version of the Bible. And he said that from early childhood, you know, he was taught to appreciate the Bible, you know. And he said, man cannot hope for salvation, you know, unless he, you know, have a spiritual obedience, like Marcus Mosiah Garvey said, you know, to, you know, the higher power, which he called Exabia, because he's God himself, and he, you know, and he have his sons and his daughters. And I give thanks to Empress Menen, you know, our mother of creation, who came with the principles, you know, of virtue and all goodness. Empress Menen is just all goodness. That's why I have my little charity that I say, keeping Mama visible, because His Majesty gave an empress, you know, Empress Askari Selassie. She has a foundation that she publishes calendars every year, you know, and she also the patriarchs that fought with His Majesty in the battle in 1936. She's a part of that, and she introduced me to that. And I saw His Majesty on the first visit that I went to the patriarchs. His Majesty came and spoke to me, you know, and to ask me, do I know Marcus Garvey? That's the next story I would like please Isaac to publish for me, you know. And I nearly dropped out, you know, because after he spoke to me and asked me, say, do I know Marcus Mosiah Garvey? And the thing is that I had on about 5 or 6 Marcus Mosiah Garvey, we call it badges, you know, guidance. And I said, do I know Marcus Mosiah Garvey? I start pointing. Here's Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Here is Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Here is Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Here is Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Here's King Emmanuel Charles II. Here's King Selassie. Here's Empress Menem. Here's Empress Title. Here's Emperor Menelik. And he said, do you know, said there's a professor that studied Marcus Mosiah Garvey at a university, and he took me about 3 questions. Then one of the Ethiopian Rastafari, first of the Ethiopian Rastafari that I see seriously. Everyone in Ethiopia have shea brown and locks on top. But this was a real Ethiopian Rastafari. He had his people soldier who was coming. He ain't locked yet. He had a little afro. And they came and said, will you take a picture too? I said, yes. And in my hand was the book, His Majesty in Exile. And I showed them the book, and, you know, and when I turned around, the man was gone. But a feeling came over me like I was gonna faint or vomit or, so I had to bend down. And when I bend down, I just prayed to just say, Jah, please don't make no, you know, spectacle. Please don't make me fall down on no ambulance to come. Please help me.
Talking about it.
Blessed love. And I stand up, and then I start feeling dizzy again. So I bend down and I prayed again, and I prayed again, I prayed again. And then I got to feel better. And me and a patriarch, she said she's not feeling better. she's not feeling good either. So Empress Ascali daughter came, Empress Zila, she's in Ghana now living. And she said, I said, okay, see where the Prime Minister then was? Let's go sit down on those chairs. I went and I sit down, and me and the patriarch, she went and sit down on the chair, and we felt better, and I went and broke my fast. But it was a very, very good experience, you know, because this is like the second time I see His Majesty in flesh, you know. I spoke for the first time on the JOS bus in the interview with Priest Isaac, and you know, and I speaking about this one now that I think it's 2019. Yes, I saw His Majesty in Ethiopia also, and I saw King Emmanuel Charles Edwards on the airport runway in Bole, and you know, so I give thanks for those spiritual connections because, like Priest Isaac and Priest Kayla said, and Priest Sister Kishnet, you know, and about her enlightenment and with the enlightenment, you know, with the cosmics and with Priest Kayla said and Sister Kim, Sister Kishnet presentation, you know, everything is connected. So it's good for us, you know, to hold on to the knowledge, you know, and think good thoughts. And I give thanks to each and every one, the host, the founder of the Restoration, Health and Strength and Restoration, and Empress Dion, the researcher, and my little sister, and my little friend, and my mother, and give thanks to Empress Rachel, the little humble one. You know, give thanks grateful for Jack Clark, you know, my son that, you know, my son that I had, but I lost, and God give me an ex-son, you know, and we sing and we practice, you know, all the hymns, you know, but mostly singing we do when he's not teaching me about the Bible and other OAU and UNA, and he's a wealth of knowledge, you know, and give thanks to all the guest speakers. And that is my presentation. And I give thanks to each and everyone. Sister Miriam, must be strong. And I know you did had a little tragedy, not a little tragedy, that's a big tragedy. You lose your husband. But give thanks for your strength, man, and in your perseverance. All when I say, oh, I can't come on because I sleepy. Come on, Mama Lily. We need you. And all those things, all those nice words, and plus Miriam is strength to me because, you know, here being in Ethiopia by myself, and I just took on a family of 12. There's 13 of us now in our little compound, and you know, I'm going through a little tribulation because the children, them is no children. But I'm asking everyone for pray for me, please. You know, because prayer is Jah answer prayer. I can tell anyone, Jah answer prayer, you know, and Jah appear to us, you know. Because sometimes Jah knows say, if our heart ain't strong, and when he appeared to us, you know, because one time I went to Addis Ababa and I came back and I went to the church and I hug up Her Majesty Sepulchre. And then I prayed to the throne, because the throne is before the altar and Trinity Church in Addis Ababa, His Majesty Church. So he put Empress Menen's sepulchre in. Because I don't pray to the altar because they have one big old white cloth. And I don't know if they have the Antichrist behind that. So I just pray to the throne, His Majesty throne. I go and pray. Then I go and pray to Her Majesty throne. And then I leave the church. So when I came back to Shashamane now, it was on a Good Friday too, you know, because besides, you know, I say I always love my Good Friday because that's the only celebration I usually get. So I was preparing. That time Prince Merrill and his Empress, yes, did come to Ethiopia, and I went to Addis Ababa to meet them. And when I come now, I said, oh, my house gets so dusty, and I just leave from Sunday. So I was cleaning up. And when I go on my porch, there was a pillar of cloud. It's my judgment ball. I said, okay, Dad, I know that's you. I know that's you, Selassie. And I go back at my house. When I come back, it was there again. So I know I started getting, you know, kind of like, wow. So just say, all right, I'm gonna, you know, let you get some, because like you getting frightened. So when I talk to people, so I say, you know, if I talk about this cloud gonna leave me.
Blessed love.
So I tell Peter Lanzo, you know, say by after Sabbath, I see the cloud over the neighborhood going. So it's my little testimony, and I give thanks for each and every one. Holy Emmanuel, I
Give
select.
thanks for the testimony, Honorable Empress Lily May. Give thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Empress
Yes,
Mary,
Mama. Love you.
Yes,
Give
Lord.
thanks.
yes, I feel the love all the way from the West and East. I look for everyone to come visit, man. You have to come visit. You have to come visit. Please, Careless, please. Jamaica and Jack Daniel and Sister Kesh. I mean,
Yes, I.
all you have to come and just visit. You know, so as a woman,
Yes.
I was in the best. Every up, I just take my machine and go America. Like every time I get a chance, I live in Jamaica. Trinidad, I travel, man. I travel. Traveling is good. Don't forget, come, please.
Yes, I will come home soon, Mama. Yes, your sons and daughters will come and meet you soon, beloved. Don't worry. Give thanks for the Honorable Royal Empress testimony. Give thanks for your love and light shining from the east to the west. Give thanks, beloved.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Empress Cindy, we would like, could you unmute, please? I would
Yes,
like to
Honorable
present
Goddess.
Honorable Empress Cindy, one of the researchers for the Health, Strength, and Restoration Program. Give thanks.
Give thanks, Honorable Goddess, Empress Dion. So I just wanted to say, we humbly do give thanks from the Health, Strength, and Restoration family. Myself, Empress Miriam, Empress Dion, Empress Rachel, and Honorable Jack Clarkey. We give thanks to all of our guest speakers, the Right Honorable Priest Kailash, Right Honorable Priest Isaac, Olivia the Herbalist, Right Honorable Priest Germain, Honorable Empress Kishmet, and Honorable Empress Lily May. We're going to end with a closing prayer from the Honorable Priest Germain. And I also wanted to give thanks to Empress Afi, because she was a great strength to I and helping us with, some flyer details and stuff like that. So I just wanted to give thanks to her. She's not present with us today, but I'm sure she's listening. So give thanks, Empress Afi. And now we're going to end with a closing prayer from the Honorable Priest Germain. Oh, pardon me, excuse me. Before we go into the prayer, Honorable Empress Dion would like to read a poem. So please give it up for Honorable Empress Dion. Pardon me, Empress.
Blessed love, give thanks, no problem, beloved. I am Empress Dion, and I will be doing a poem tonight. I actually do the herbal and food part of the Health, Strength, and Restoration Program, where I bring foods that are helpful or may be harmful to a certain body part, organ, or any structure. So I wrote 2 little pieces, very short. One is HSR to the world. H is for head and heart and hemoglobin, all important for life. E is for eyes, ears, and enlarged scrotum. Men keep silent about. A is for anemia and anus. Both could be cured with avocados, which is high in fiber and B vitamins. L is for liver, the largest organ, so it does twice the work. T is for turmeric, an excellent root for overall health. H is for hyssop, holy thistle, honey, all good for your health. S is for stomach. Your stomach is for food. But the spleen says rock and come in to make your blood clean. T is for thyroids, which are rarely overlooked, although it is important to help you grow that extra foot. R is for rheumatism and arthritis. It's not fun at all because it makes your bones ball. E is for eating extra fruits and vegetables, which keeps the doctor bills at bay. N is for nuts, seeds, and greens, which are good and true, but night eating is not good for you. G is for green teas, ginger, ginseng, and golden seal, all great for the goodie. H is for hot food and tea that factually makes your spleen happy. T is for testicles, an organ not to be taken lightly. Many a nations it brings forth like you and me. Put it all together, we get health, strength, and restoration comes on the 7th day of the week. When God made man on the 6th day, the first thing he taught us to do was rest. So I give thanks to the health, strength, and restoration family for 1 year of joy, learning, and sharing. HSR to the world. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari.
Thanks,
Give
Empress.
thanks.
Give thanks.
Give thanks, Honorable Empress. That was beautiful. And once more, let's give it up for Empress Dion. Give thanks, Honorable Empress, for that
Blessed
lovely
love.
poem.
Give
that you said.
Give thanks,
Um,
Empress.
I would also like to introduce Honorable Empress Rachel and Honorable Jack Clarkey. Honorable Empress Rachel.
A blessed night.
Blessed night.
Holy Marcus, Holy Marcus, Holy Manuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, Empress Menonite, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. A blessed act of celebration of the health, strength, and restoration with a study group of the African Liberation Network, hosted by the Honorable Prophet Jah Daniel, Jah Rastafari. Give thanks to the honorable guests, the priests, and the empresses for taking time out of their home to taking time out to spend this moment with us on our 1 year celebration of the HSR to the world family. Give thanks. Give thanks to the Honorable Empress Maisie for bringing health and wellness to everyone. Empress Lily May for being with us through our journey. My research team, Empress Cindy, Empress Dion, Empress Trisha, and Empress Afi. I am Empress Rachel, one of the researchers. My part is to bring the function of the organ in the structure. Jah Rastafari. Family health refers to a state of complete emotional, mental, and physical well-being. So knowing how to take care of our structure and that our organs work together, helping each other. We want our structure free from illness, cells, and injury. Within strength, knowing how the structure works so we can take care of them. And restoration, restoring the structure, taking care of oneself, reassuring a good life. Holy Marcus, Holy Manuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, give thanks for the moment after celebration. Jah, Rastafari. Blessed love for all family. Oh, Lordy love. Peace and love.
Happy celebration. Give
Heart of celebration, my Lord and Empress. Give thanks.
Give thanks, beloved.
Blessing love to your family, or YouTube viewers. Give thanks to this moment of 1 year, the health and strength and restoration family. Give thanks to all the participants, all your guests, the honorable priest Isaac, priest Carlos, Olivia the Herbalist, Peace German, Peace, Empress Kishmat, give thanks to everyone, to take the time just to hold a little joy. Well, to all ones, there's only family that do it still, within righteousness and joy and salvation, We give thanks to Empress Maisie, while the meditation to energize this now, We give thanks to, the Honorable host, Jadaniel, that, in that would be for I and I to do a good service now. So every moment, we come and we share joy, we share ideas, we don't have no strife. We might have a debate, which is, very different reasoning towards, the program, or we should be order it, So being part as, the man in the femininity order within the energy, I've learned very, very much about the organs in the body while researching. Well, my part of the family is to analyze, after, the royal speaker, after, the whole service take place, to bring forth the scriptural evidence, and these things. So while even searching, it was a great knowledge still, to compact it out, to still reach out that, from ancient creation, it always had health laws, health laws, scriptural, to show, well, from our one living such ways, it are laws pertaining to the health, from the abide within it, there will be more healthier, so it was nice to come and share, to the viewers, to be part of the family, give thanks, to all the empresses, who bring in the sun, the virgin, all of their joy, and it'll really be joy, So being as the, man with any woman and them then still, because, man just carry the both woman and man in them, bringing forth male and female still, after the transition of the egg. So you thanks the masculine, and the femininity to join together, and it's not no problem. It's one joy, love, peace, unity, understanding, and I would love to say, to my loved ones, who do take the time to do this, the royal, cabinet, I would say, the members of the HSR, the empresses and them, it is be a lot of work, to go and read it, to go and write it, to study it out, to put it out, to make it fuse into one and one. So when one listens it, and they really into it, they will see that it's not just like something that wasn't put together now, So we do share time, in our daily lives, to really commit to this program. So I would like to give, myself and the whole, cast, the whole participants, the royal visitors, a right of applause. Most time. Gracias, ja. Yeah. Such unity and strength, and love and devotion, that we could share and still bring it out to the people, and still be partakers of what we preach. Still, we still go and do we herb therapy, go back to the program, still go on the courses. So we don't talk it, we do, practice it. So I wouldn't want to stay too long, as we know the hour ticking and everyone at a time. So you just get thanks for the joy, and the happiness, that I like to come together, to share, great mind think alike. So give thanks in this blessed moment, my Lord, to share, with everyone. In the name of the Holy Trinity. Most times, Selassie, Jah, that's the one over the to the cause. Royalty, my Lord and Lord.
Blessed love. my
Blessed
lords
Lord.
and empresses.
Blessed.
Just now, before the co-host, or before the host, pardon me, do his say what he have to say. Pardon the eye, it was 2 poems I was to read, and the joy and excitement, I got cut off. Right, so I'll just read my next one. And I would like to thank the Empress Menen Rising Group for all their support. I'd like to thank Empress Olivia for coming out, Empress Cindy, Empress Rachel, and Royal Empress Maisie, our founder for the Health, Strength, and Restoration, for our 1 year of joy and happiness, you know. Give thanks, Empress Trisha, for her. I used to call her my beverage analyst, you know. She complimented my foods and my herbs with her healthy drinks, you know, so I give thanks for her as well. My next poem is called, it have no name. So here it goes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, eyes, ears, mouth is the body parts they taught us about. But there's a whole lot more to shout out. Your thyroid is in your throat, but it is really for growth. Whilst your kidney and spleen manage the cleaning company in your goodie, where the blood is the boss of that company. To show you that the blood is the boss and it can be beat, it runs from your head to your feet. Your liver and lungs does transportation work, and the pores, bladder, and anus work in waste management. Now, these are a little of the organs that we learned about along the way, and there's a whole lot more to shout out. So for sure, next year, we will be here. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Here meaning on the African Liberation Network with Jah Daniel. Give thanks and praise, my Lord, for your continued strength and loyalty and energy and love that you share with us from the time we meet here till now. Give thanks, my Lord and Empress, Prince and Princess, all loved ones, all royal viewers. Give thanks.
Hey, Brother Goddess, thanks. Give thanks for the wonderful poem. I would love to, you know, hand it over to Empress Cindy. Empress Cindy really is the MC, you know. Tonight I'm just the technical support. So Mama Cindy, you could take over and guide it to where it needs to go.
Okay, Honorable Janan, you give thanks once more. Give thanks to Empress Dion for her, you know, amazing, wonderful poems. You know, she always, you know, hits it on the head with us. And I just love how she just is so creative with her words and her strength and this health, strength, and restoration family that we have going. Also give thanks to Honorable Empress Rachel, you know, for her strength and her tenacity, and also Honorable Jack Clarkey for, you know, giving us the knowledge of the scriptures and, you know, all his knowledge on the structure and how he can, you know, correlate that to the Bible. So give thanks, my Lord and Empress. And so to seal up our wonderful 1 year celebration, we're gonna have our closing prayer by the Honorable Priest Germain. And give thanks again for the YouTube viewers. Give thanks to the host, Jah Daniel, for hosting such an event. Give thanks once more to all our guest speakers. And may you all have a beautiful and blessed evening.
If you tarry till you're better, you will never come at all. If you tarry till you're better, you will never come at all. We are going
Priest Germain, my Lord.
Empress.
Blessed Lord, my Lord, I am here. I'm still a
Okay.
part of this program. When you're through with the chorus, Majesty, I would like to say a few words. Give thanks.
All right, Empress, give thanks. If you tarry till you met her, you will never come at all. We are going home forever. Holy Mount Zion, 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 Holy Mount Zion, Zion, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed Lord, my Lord and Empress, Honorable Empress Mary, blessed Lord.
Give thanks, my Lord and Empress. We do give thanks again to each and every one who really turn out. Give thanks to all our guest speakers. And we give thanks to all our brothers and sisters on the wide web, who listen to this program tonight. I hope they learn a lot from it, because a lot have been said by our guest speakers about our goodie and how we must take care of it. And the herb, that they talk about to use, So I do hope and pray that, the family was taking keen listening and try to implement whatever the herbalists them said about how to minister proper, food to our goodie, to keep our lifespan going, and give thanks to each and every one. Give thanks for the work of, the sisters them who really do the research, and work very hard, to get it done, to put it together, and to put it out there, to share it, with I and I, the African Liberation, network viewers, and plus the Bobo Shanti family. As for me, I've learned a lot about myself, because I knew I had, certain organs, the big organs then, but I did not know their proper work, that, it what they do to the goodies. And so I have learned a lot, and I hope ones on ones I've learned too. So I give thanks to this 1 year anniversary, Majesty, as we continue to work together, to get to share more about our organs as it do its work. But if we doesn't take care of, ourselves, by eating proper meal, by taking the herbs, to cleanse and to heal, then no one's gonna do it for us. So we give thanks to all what's said and done, honorable guests is them, and I and I. And tomorrow night we'll be on, with the 9th program, to talk about the andropause. So give thanks again. All blessing to each and every one, and hope and pray that all, yes, will be blessed. And the Adam have a blessed night. Blessed, blessed love to one and all. Blessed greetings. Go through your journey. Jadan, blessed my Lord, give thanks.
Blessed Lord, Mama.
Blessed Lord.
Reverence Four Wings globally, Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie Jah, Rastafari. Our glory be unto our Father, unto the Son, unto the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now and ever shall be, Jah without end, Selassie Jah, Rastafari. Oh, how good and how pleasant it is for us, brothers and sisters, to dwell together within one perfect love, one perfect unity. It's like the precious ointment that ran down upon the beard, even the spear that went down the skirts of his garments. Like the dew of Hermon, like the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. There the Lord God commanded his blessings, even life forevermore. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari, beating the final first, as the dew of Hermon, and the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. There the Lord God commanded his blessing, even life and love forevermore. Most mighty Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari, guide each and every one of us, O the Most Mighty, through this uprising, even where you're at, this down setting, and even the midnight hour that approaching where we are. So we give thanks for all time zones that listening in. Blessed love, my Lord, and perfect.
Blessed love, my Lord, and
Blessed love.
Blessed love, my Lord and Empress. Power.
Yes, Royal Family, give thanks to everybody in the Zoom. Give thanks for all the invited guests. Give thanks for the health, strength, and restoration, family and the work that they have done thus far. And we bid you all strength and powers, into the coming years, more work, more togetherness, more positivity, more love, Yes, all right. So, this is the African Liberation Network. I'm the host, Prophet Daniel. And this was the first anniversary celebration of the Health, Strength, and Restoration family. Give thanks, my Lord and Empress, for our guidance and protection, strength and power. Yeah, that's all right.
Give thanks, my Lord. Blessed and praise.